Good morning, welcome back to Mom Cooks and Gardens. This morning I thought I would shoot a quick follow-up video to a project I was working on at the beginning of the month. So it is the first week of July and I was working on this project probably back in the first week of June. Over the spring we started working in earnest on the potager garden at the top of the hill. And we repurposed an old stack of cut logs that we had kind of been gifted when we cleared the slopes. We just didn't know what to do with them, and they were kind of past their prime for firewood. And we decided to use them as a border for our raised beds rather than spend money on new lumber. The only problem is that the leading edge of the garden at the top of the hill is visible from the driveway, and every time you enter the property you're kind of like hit with this view of like logs lined up on the ridge, and I didn't like the way it looked. So I was trying to figure out what to do to kind of camouflage it and add some interest so that when you kind of like drive in you're greeted with something a lot more pleasant. So the problems that we would face with this is, one, we needed something that was going to control erosion. We had tried to plant some grass seed, but because of the water at the top of the hill running down, it kind of washes away any efforts to plant seed. We also needed something that was going to be resilient to winds, since, you know, it's an exposed area. And I needed something that was tall enough to hide the logs, but not so tall that they would get, you know, blown over or pummeled by wind during storms. And I was poking around at the garden center, in particular Lowe's, and I found on their clearance section some Stella D'Oro lilies. I shot a video of me prepping the bed, cutting back those plants, giving them a nice soaking, and starting to plant them, and then I got distracted and never did a closure video for it. So I wanted to show you now that they've had a couple weeks to recover. So I was running a little short on plant material. I think I originally started off with 9 of the Stella D'Oros. I love them because they perform exceptionally well in full sun and drought conditions. They spread and grow quite well, and you can see here they're already regrowing. They're about double the size in 4 weeks, and we've got like nice bud clusters coming up. If I walk the length, you can see where I fell short. I popped in some echinacea. Now all of these plants are roughly 12 to 18 inches tall at maturity. So they'll be just tall enough to cover up these logs, but they won't be so tall that they'll blow over during a storm. And I think that the variance in texture between the echinacea and the day lilies will add a lot of visual appeal. So we laid down some mulch to suppress weeds and to retain moisture. And I think they're really going to hold down the hill here. They're going to camouflage the logs, and they're going to secure the ground so that we don't have that washout. So I'm really happy with the way they look. I think they're doing very, very well for being about 4 weeks out. And don't be afraid to take chances on clearance plants, because they can save you a lot of money and answer a lot of problems in the yard. So if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe for more. Thank you.